This video is how to develop a Canadian or North American accent as an international student. And this was requested. I did not make it because I'm trying to preach that people should do this. But I have a lot of friends who are international students, and I know just friends who have North American accents who have deliberately changed it because either they were moving to the US or they were moving to Canada, and they did this as they were a kid, either from European countries or from Middle Eastern countries, or it's just really fascinating, and I think it's really something that people look into. And I don't have a perfect Canadian accent. I wouldn't even necessarily say I have one. My mom is, she has a British accent. Her parents are Guyanese, but she was born in England. So when I was a kid, I learned to speak from her. And I had a really strong British accent growing up as a kid. And I remember being in like grade 2 and like trying to change it, and it would sound like, this is the funny thing, I understand it, and other people, you know, who grew up in Canada won't understand this. When you're speaking in an accent, you probably notice this, you don't notice you're speaking in an accent. It's kind of silly. I don't know if this applies to everybody, but I remember from the times I was like 11 and 12, no, not 11 and 12, like 7 or 8, and it sounded to myself like I was speaking in a Canadian accent, but when I heard myself on a tape, I was like, holy, this sounds weird, like, you know, so I get that. And I think if I experienced it, other people must experience it too. And sometimes you hear my voice now, I'm so used to hearing it on tape now because I've made almost 200 videos on this channel, I've done radio, I've been on television, so like I make courses for a living, so I know. I teach a phone skills course. I know what my voice sounds like. At the very beginning it was shocking. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do it, and it's not going to come through this video exactly, but I'm going to tell you the steps that you need to take in order to develop your accent in any way you want. First of all, if you want to keep your accent good, accents are epic, but if you do want to change it, this is what you do. You need to consume content and repeat it. As simple as that. And the younger you start, the easier, but your brain is always plastic. Neuroplasticity is always a thing. You can always learn things. Your brain is malleable and you can always learn new things. So remember that. What I recommend you do is find a favorite Canadian TV show. This is very fun. Or find a favorite American TV show. Again, very fun. What you're going to do is you're going to look it up and you're going to find captions, again, in the same language. My guess is if you found this video, you can read English. So go ahead and find a show, look up best Netflix shows, or get Netflix or something, or get, you know, a streaming service, or look at things on YouTube. Or I'm not advocating this. If you want, go ahead and stream it online anyway. You know, it's going to help you, because it's much different when you're reading a book that's telling you how to, you know, say things. It's much different when you're watching a television show and you identify with the characters and you can actually repeat things. If somebody says, I'm going to the mall, you can say, I'm going to the mall. Like, that's what I recommend doing. Pausing, repeating, and watching, binge watching TV shows, listening to radio. These things are going to help you. Having a conversation is going to be the best. If you can find somebody, well, if you can record yourself, that's actually going to be the most helpful thing. Continue recording yourself and continuing trying to pronounce. Do this every day. Don't skip a day. Don't study 5 days a week. Don't study 7 days a week. For accents, you have to consciously try to change it. It doesn't go away because you're going to habitually speak in the same way that you've been trained to articulate your words growing up wherever you're from. You're going to need to learn to change accents, and it is actually, depending on where you go, like for example, if I was going to Germany right now and I was going to speak German, I would want to speak German in a German accent. Obviously English is different. There are so many different dialects of English, or I'm not sure if the word is dialects, but you can have a whole bunch of different accents. Same with German, same with other languages, but what I'm saying is English is just so vast. It really doesn't matter. No one is going to critique you over it. So I'm not saying you need to do it, but if you want to do it, those are some really good tips. Also, remember to record yourself. And something that's also going to help you is just learning the techniques, like the mouth positions, and looking at other people speak, like lip reading. This helped me a lot when I was learning French when I was younger. Looking at the way people move their face, I would like I don't know, when I spoke French, my face would be really tight. It was weird. But that was something that I looked at. Also, applications. Duolingo is one of the best applications for learning another language. I don't know if they do other languages to English, but look it up. Rosetta Stone is a really good one. And I don't know if they're still selling CDs, because it's 2018, but check those things out and use them every single day. Watch English news, you have to get obsessed with the culture to learn it fast. That's what I recommend. You can't be disconnected and look for rules and techniques. You have to actually be obsessed with the culture and try your best to be a part of it and conform your accent to it. That is essentially what you're doing. So once you do that, you're going to have a lot of success. Again, I'm not a polyglot. I haven't done it with 100 different languages, but these are my tips for you, and I know they will help. I've seen them work, and it's worked for me when I was learning French. Though I do have limited experience with it, I know repetition in anything that you do is going to make you better. So these are some tips to stick to. Do it every day, even if you don't follow my advice or you forget 4 of the things I said. Just practice the accent while recording yourself every single day for at least 10 minutes for 7 days for 2 to 3 years, and you will completely people won't even be able to tell that you weren't born in that country. I'm not kidding. So give that a shot, and I wish you the best of luck.